Hi, my name is Uppy Winters. I'm a supernatural and horror writer from the Englands, and welcome to a new video. First thing I will mention is a very small subtle plug. Down in the description, not only will you find my link to the Insta of Grams, you will also find links to merchandise. There's more than just stickers, but it's these designs on loads of things. Shout out inside of my plug. These were all designed by the wonderful Sage Gordon-Davis, who is also going to be linked below as long as I remember. If I haven't, sorry, but I will fix it. Just correct me. Moving away from that, today I want to talk about something that I've started doing a lot recently, and my god, it's madly helped. And that's writing by hand. So this is not like a tips and tricks. This is like a, I'm going to babble about things that I have found helpful, and if you want to listen, that's great. If you want to leave a like, you can do that too. And subscribe to find more content like this appearing on the interwebs. So essentially, for my project, Blood People, which is like a small kind of synopsis-y thing down below, but essentially it is a supernatural fantasy now that definitely borderlines on horror. But it's essentially all set on like an island, and my protagonist Maeve moves to the island to escape busy city life, to go to like countryside life. But it turns out where she has moved is like a very haunted place, and a very weird place, and all the people that live there are a bit off, and plot develops. And I started writing this by the computer. And if you want more info on my writing progress, go see the playlist called Planning My Novel. It's all in there. And that's where I'm like putting all my main updates. But this is essentially about, this is not like necessarily about planning my novel. This is just about like handwriting in general. I was writing on computer, but I really lost interest in it, and suddenly it became really difficult to sort of keep up with, and stressful to actually like live with typing so much, especially as I worked in technology. So it was just screens everywhere. Ironic, right? What I started doing is I started writing by hand. And I've actually now written all of this is actually Project Blood People, just being written out by hand. Now, I know some people write like, their entire novels by hand. I'm not gonna lie, I might do that for the rest of the series, just because of how much it's helped. So the main reasons I would say it helps is primarily because, one, it really helps you sort of distance yourself from typing, and two, it sort of ends up killing two birds with one stone. Let's take these 2 pages here. So I did this all by hand, and this is a new scene with a lot of backstory being introduced to the character. And then it came to typing it up, and I was typing it up while on a stream a few days ago now with Sage. And what I did is I actually used the Dictate from like built into Word to do it. So I clicked on Dictate, and I just started reading this out loud. And as I was reading it out, I realised quite a few things actually. So first off, and this is like a poetry thing, but I've realised it works in prose as well. Just by reading it out loud, you get a feel for how your sentences work, and if they roll well or not. Some sentences that as I read out, I was like, yeah, that's too long. There's other sentences, and I was like, it just doesn't sound right. The words just don't mix well together. So that was really useful. Then, as I realised I was speaking it, and it's a fantasy, there's a few words in there that aren't actual words. So obviously it didn't pick up on it. So I found that I was then having to sort of read. I basically would speak a page, then read it, and sort of add in those little names that are there. And as I was reading it in, I realised that I had naturally started editing almost, and I ended up doing nearly like 2,000 words added to my document. This is the other reason handwriting's so useful. It's amazingly satisfying to see your word count jump up so much. So yesterday my document went from 16 to 18,000. So I was like, I did 2,000 words yesterday. Now obviously I didn't, because I did not handwrite all those 2,000 words yesterday. I've maybe handwritten them over the last few days. By watching the Word document suddenly go up by about 2,000 words was way better than up by like 100 a day or something like that. So that was awesome. random thing, but I was speaking to a few people about it recently, and I've realised apparently it's quite a big thing. And this is handwriting in general. Actually, not that many people have decent handwriting anymore because they type. That makes me really sad. I was watching a interview with an author, and the name has escaped me. There was an interview with a guy called Andy Hamilton, and he's releasing a new book called Longhand. I was fascinated just sort of listening to him speak. So the entire book is handwritten. It's a love letter, I think. So because of that, it's obviously like a photocopy of his handwriting. His handwriting is stunning, and he's left in all of like the crossing outs and everything as well, because it's a letter. Like, you wouldn't have started again. And I just think it looks beautiful, and the man's handwriting is phenomenal. Like, it is just stunning, and it really reminded me. I was like, my handwriting's getting worse. Like, it really is, because I don't do it enough. I found that my handwriting, Project Blood people again, my handwriting is definitely getting better, and that makes me like really happy. Like, I'm actually So what I've decided to do is I've got a really lovely notebook. In fact, Joe, I'm just going to get it for you. So here it is. Give it like a 360. If I unbound it and open it up, not only is there a pen holder, stunning, but this is the notebook. And obviously, as you can see, there's no lines or anything, which stresses me out significantly. I need a line. But I'm going to use this, I think, to write at least Project Blood People 2, and I'm gonna do it entirely in this journal. I'm obsessed with this journal. Like, this is just stunning. So I'm very excited to write a book entirely by hand, which is what I will be doing. I'm saying it now. I'm very excited to do it, and it's gonna be amazing. What I would like to know, my question to the interwebs: do you guys handwrite? So by how much? How do you feel about your handwriting? Is it good? Have you given it a go? Because I can honestly tell you that in terms of like productivity, I definitely write more by hand. I definitely want to write more by hand. You know, sitting at my desk to pick up a pen, sitting at my desk to pick up a pen and start writing, I'm way more interested to do that than I am to sit at my laptop and type. Like, there's just a mental block just doesn't exist. So I find that really encouraging and good. So let me know how you work. Do you guys write by hand or not? Because I'm curious. So as you've just seen, I managed to get a little bit more done. I know that one page is roughly about 200 words, so I probably just did about 200 words. And so, but I only did it, that was about 5 minutes. So that was actually not too bad. But I've really hit sort of a blockade, and so I think I'm just going to leave for a bit. Maybe go have like a tea or something, and then I'll come back. But I'm going to leave this video here, so I will not be coming back in this video. It's cool. On Sunday, I've got an interesting collab video coming up, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But other than that, please make sure you do hit like, you do subscribe, and I will see you next time. Cheerio, bye.